Stock exchanges and domestic, like what do you call?
Commodity market.
Right? The stock exchanges and commodity market. So in today's class, we are going to discuss what is stock exchange, what are its functions and the services, organization and management, investment and speculation, types of speculators, listing of securities, advantages of listing, stock market reporting. Okay, these are the topics that we are going to discuss in our today's class about stock exchanges.
Okay, madam.
Baboy.
Who's that? Making fun?
సినిమాలలో డ్రైవర్స్ కంపల్సరీ వస్తుంది.
In my laptop is to join from laptop. It's not opening Excel sheet. I'm trying for that. Meanwhile, I'll continue in mobile only. Please, all of you, make sure maintain silence. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
You all might have heard about what is the stock exchange. What is the stock exchange? What do we do? What do we do with the stock exchange? Do you heard of the stock exchange? Can you? No, no one heard of stock exchanges. Don't want to open up. I'm finding Rajkumar pinned. Imagine, children, if we faculty also don't want to open up, you able to do your exam with your subject? Anyway, so generally, under this topic, we are going to learn about stock exchanges. Companies, we learned that companies are companies, public limited companies especially, raise their capitals from the public, right? So when they raise their capital from the public, they are some source like authentic. Yeah, please, all of you, keep your mics mute and switch off your videos. Please switch off your videos. And turn off your mic also. Mute your mic and videos. Otherwise, I'll wait till our university make me host. If you don't keep your controls, I'll wait till university make me host, then I'll start. Is that okay? 10:30 will start. So all of you, please maintain silence. So companies generally raise their capital from the public by issue of shares. Okay. So this capital, raise their capital from the public. They go for raising of.
Sridhar.
Sorry.
Ma'am, please mute us, ma'am. You are already co-host, ma'am.
Madam, I'm mute చేసుకున్నా డైరెక్ట్. మైక్స్ మ్యూట్ చేయండి.
आपको खत्म
మేడం వెళ్ళిపోయింది. లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ మంచిగా అయిందమ్మా కూడా గిట్ల అయిపోయింది.
ఏమైనా
రేపు కూడా ఉంది కదా లాస్ట్ క్లాస్.
కాదు లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ రేపటి ఉంది కానీ ఇవాళ మంచిగా అయిందమ్మంటే ఇది గిట్ల అయిపోయింది.
మళ్ళా నెక్స్ట్ సాటర్డే నుంచి కాలేజ్కి వెళ్ళాలా?
ఇంకేం తెలియదు. ఇంకా అందరు అలా అనుకుంటారు కానీ ఇంకేం ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయకూడదు ఇప్పుడే. ఇంత ఐడియా లేదు, చెప్పలేం ఏ నిమిషం ఏం జరుగుతుందో.
సమ్మర్ హాలిడేస్ లేవా?
ఓకే బ్రో.
లేదా అయిపోయింది బ్రో, ఇంకా క్లాసెస్ లేవు, అయిపోయింది ఇది లాస్ట్.
ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ లో ఇవే 2 days ఏనా లాస్ట్ క్లాసెస్?
నా హాలిడేస్ లేవా అన్న?
హాలిడేసా?
2 classes ఏనా లాస్ట్ క్లాసెస్?
ఎగ్జామ్స్ తర్వాతకి హాలిడేస్ కదా బ్రో మనకి. హలో.
Yeah, good morning all of you. Please keep continuing talking about your research. Well and good. Okay. I'll
Silence everybody.
I get a host.
Silence please.
Silence everyone. Silence
Keep
everyone. Mute
silence.
yourselves. Mute your mobiles.
खुद
Don't disturb the
Okay
class.
bro.
Don't disturb the class, please. Hello everyone. Please mute yourself.
Please.
Madam, explain, madam.
You mute all Max.
Everyone, mute yourselves. Please silence. Please silence.
మేడం అందరం మ్యూట్ చేయమంటే అయిపోద్ది కదా.
बंद कर क्या?
Stock exchanges here is the platform through which joint stock companies raise their capital from the public, like authentication. Companies raising capital from the public. So public don't know who are those management people are and what is that company is going to do, how much we can trust that company. All these are not known, right? So some authenticative, some security an investor expects from the company or from the government or from the country before they invest in that company, right? So this stock market is a platform through which companies issue their securities to raise their capital from the public. Generally, this companies which follow the rules and regulations and terms and conditions of SEBI only can list their company names in the stock exchanges, and the companies which listed their names in the stock exchanges investing in such company securities provide security against their funds invested in the company. So the investors also get a confidence in that company. So the stock exchanges are like a organized market for the investors to trade their securities. Okay, stock exchanges are like an organized market for the investors to trade their securities. And in India, stock exchanges comes under the secondary market. First, Bombay Stock Exchange is the oldest stock exchange in the world. The first stock exchange also oldest, and the first stock exchange is a Bombay Stock Exchange. I'm going to share here the screen just a minute. So this Bombay Stock Exchange is the first oldest stock market in the once again to share screen, unnecessary screens open. Being a secondary market in India, this over the trade counter exchange of India, it got a popular name. Okay, over the counter trading means what? Just in front of the counter itself only they can do their business and do the trading. Okay, and National Stock Exchange is the next one at a national level. National Stock Exchange is the next stock exchange which we have in India. It almost 14 stock exchanges were there. Fourteen stock exchanges we have all together in the India. Okay, and these stock exchanges, the very purpose of the stock exchanges is to protect and safeguard the interest of the investor, those who invest in the company shares. Okay, so companies, how they protect these stock exchanges, the companies which follow the terms and conditions, regulations of stock exchanges only can be listed in the stock exchanges. So companies which are listed, investing in the companies which are listed in stock exchanges is always safe and secure for the investors. So in 1956, again to control and regulate the activities of these stock exchanges and the companies listing in the stock exchanges, they formed a SEBI. SEBI means Securities Exchange Board of India. Okay, this actually earlier it is Securities Contract Act 1956, and now we are calling it as a Securities Exchange Board of India. This Securities Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI, regulates and controls the activities of stock exchanges as well as the companies listed under the stock exchanges. So stock exchange itself is a body with only companies which follow the terms and conditions of stock exchanges register there or list in the stock exchanges. Again, upon the stock exchange, there is a regulating body called SEBI, which controls even these activities of these stock exchanges. So let us see the definition of this meaning. So Securities Contracts Act 1956 defined the stock exchange as an association, organization or body of individuals, whether incorporated or not, established for the purpose of assisting, regulating and controlling business in buying, selling and dealing in securities is said to be a stock exchange. So what is a stock exchange? Means a place, an organization or a body of individuals or a place where investors find convenient in buying their securities or selling their securities or to deal in the securities of companies, and at the same time, it means a body of corporation which helps assist the investors in buying, selling, or dealing with the securities, or in regulating on the security activities or companies' activities. Such an association or body corporation is said to be a stock exchange, right? It can be registered or unregistered. Generally, registered stock exchanges at national level, we have almost some 14 are there. Okay, so let us see in simple terms. So stock exchanges plays an important role, being an organized sector and secondary market, and under which comes under financial markets of the India. Okay, and where securities like shares. Now we are from the beginning. I'm telling you, securities. What are the securities? Securities like shares, stocks, debentures, bonds of companies are dealt with. Okay, so this whoever the participants in the market, or whoever the investors, whoever investors take part in the securities market of the company, we call securities market of the company. Those all will deal through this stock exchange, their activities of buying, selling, and all. So the buyers, and in stock exchanges, you will find the buyers and sellers. Okay, they deal with the securities that the security value or the price keep changes time to time depending on the demand for those company securities. Okay, you might be heard this a few days. People are talking that in the news that I'll stop chatting also. If you don't concentrate, I'll stop chatting also. Right. So this securities market, like the stock exchanges, you might be heard of the news. Like past 1 week, stock exchanges is facing so many fluctuations due to the war in Ukraine, right? So because other countries and Ukraine mainly affected, so oil, gold, these prices has the first day of the war, all the fear of market and war, the market has value has been fell down, right? So that is demand, because everyone started taking back their investments by selling their shares. So that's how the market fell down. Okay, and again after some days when they confirm that there's not going to be war, other countries are opposing the war, and then again slowly it picked up, again raised. The market raised this. You heard the market raised in the sense what, again people showing interest in buying the shares or securities of companies, and they're coming forward the buying of securities. So then value of when buying of securities, people investors come forward to buy the securities, automatically the value of security of that company goes up. Okay, so this up and downs, the change in the values of the prices of the securities takes place depending on the demand for those company securities value in the market, due to various factors also. So it provides a platform to buy or sell your securities that you purchase from the various companies. Now, functions of stock exchange. Let us see what type of functions that the stock exchanges performs. Downloaded this. Just a moment. So functions of stock exchanges. I hope you all can see this screen clearly. First function, it provides a continuous market for the sale and purchase of the securities. Means a buyer and seller can find easily to sell or buy their shares through the stock market during the stock market hours. So it's not only that, whenever you want to sell off your securities, that immediately you can sell in the market and get back your cash. That is, so it provides a ready cash. Okay, converting locked up capital in securities into ready cash. That kind of facility is there with the stock exchanges. The next one is that the prices of securities are determined by the market forces that supply demand through stock exchange on continuous basis. Yes, based on just now I said the prices of securities keep changes. How? Depending on the market forces, right? So based on the buyers and sellers, the response of the buyers and sellers, availability of the securities in the market, the demand for the securities of the in the market, the company securities in the market, the prices of securities keep changes, and it is easy through through some platform their prices are keep changing, so it is easy to determine the what price which company securities are selling or purchasing. So this generally the prices of securities are determined by the market forces, the supply and demand market forces, supply demand, and so based on the supply and demand, availability of the securities and demand for the securities, and the various other market forces like just now I said Ukraine war. During the war, prices have been fall down and everyone started selling their with the worry of selling their securities and wants to get back their cash. Okay, and so sometimes political market securities can be external market securities, political conditions, or some technical situations like that. Various factors determine the price of the securities. Yes. So through stock exchanges, prices will be determined and fixed so that speculation can be stopped, means restricted in the stock markets. See, if there is no speculation, just now we see in say a small example, you might all come across of this. The moment we heard of there is a war going on between Russia and Ukraine, the local traders hiked the prices of oil and oil especially, right? So that is no control. They speculated with the market conditions. They started speculating and hiked the prices of the oils. But in stock exchange, the prices there also market fell down, but the prices are depending on the majority of the investors quoted price. So that's how you have a control over the prices of the securities in the stock exchanges, where speculation can be controlled. The next one is working this. Since the working of stock exchange is regulated by the Provision Securities, that is SEBI, equity and safety is dealing a secure measure. Yes. SEBI control, which companies are the companies that are listed in securities markets are under the SEBI's control. So investors are provided safety and equal opportunities, and that assurance is there for the investors. Okay, all the traders will have equal opportunities and equal safety. Stock exchanges, set of rules checks over trading, legitimate speculation and manipulations. So how safety and security are assured in stock exchanges? Because I said stock exchanges controls and regulates the activities of companies which are showing raising their capital from in the form of securities from the public. See, if there is no stock exchange, you want to manipulate and bluff your customers and sell many to your customers and then cash. And I cross the rules and values and try to encash my investors. And finally, raise the hands. So okay. So like that, there is a possibility of speculation. But through stock exchange, what happens? It allows the companies only which follow its rules and regulations. And not only that, it controls the companies in over trading or illegal speculations and manipulations. So that's how the safety and security of investments is provided to the investors in the stock markets. The next one is mobilization of savings of individuals, business firms, and corporation investments. See, we as a common man, it's an example. Earlier, the stock exchanges are not there. Do you think this much of development would have been possible? Not at all. It would have been taken after 100 years of time. This development would have been there. Why? Because see, I have some savings of 1 lakh or 10 lakhs. So if I don't want to raise it, if I keep these savings with me only in my personal account or with me in the form of cash in my safe places, what's going to get with that? Am I going to get a single pie extra? No. But by investing in some company, that company, by putting my savings in some other investment which generates the revenues, creates some revenues. That revenues it takes, and in that revenues it gives some share to me. So 10 lakh savings of me by investing in some company, and that company investing in productive activities as generating the revenues, and then out of those revenues generated, it is giving me some share of 1 lakh. So that is how I mobilized my savings and made generated revenue out of my savings. This is possible how? If I know, okay, this company particular, I cannot go and ask each and every company, do you want the savings? Do you want investment? Do you want investment, right? So some investors who are interested, means who need funds, will come to that platform, and investors who have savings will come to that platform, and both will exchange their requirements. That's how it mobilizes, being a platform for exchange of funds and requirements in the terms of funds, helps for the mobilization of savings. It's not only individuals, business firms, and corporations also. I'll give you one more example. Insurance company. If you see, did you ever thought of how do insurance company able to pay us? It collects a little amount from us, but when some incident happens, it assures us of paying the entire sum assured. Did you ever thought of that? See, if you have taken LIC for 20 years, yearly you're supposed to pay some 5,000 premium. If something happened, an insurance said 5 lakhs, assured amount is 5 lakhs. Okay, for 20 years, 5,000, your 5,000 into 20, maybe 1 lakh only, whatever. Okay, so the assured amount is just example, 5 lakhs is said. Something happened in middle of the term, what happens? It pays you entire 5 lakhs. From where it is getting that fund? Did you ever thought? Same way in case of general insurance. Yearly on your vehicle, you are paying some 1,300 or 1,800 insurance on your vehicle. But if anything happens to your vehicle, and if you provide the proper documents to recover your insurance, you can claim up to 10,000 or 20,000, whatever is your damage. How? From where it is getting? Just for your 1,500 or 1,800 amount of vehicle insurance, you are claiming, in case of damages, you are claiming up to 10,000, 20,000 also. Did you ever thought? That is because whatever premium insurance company collects from us, that it invests in the companies which needs the funds for productive purposes. So those from those companies, by utilizing that funds for productive purposes, and whatever the revenues generated, out of that revenues, it gives a share to the insurance companies again on their investments. It's like a cycle, rotation, money rotation. Okay, that's how stock exchanges helps in mobilization of savings of not only individuals, business firms, and other corporations also for investment purposes. The next one is securities market facilitates the process of distribution of capital among different clients industries. Just now I said, see, a company needs the funds, so insurance company invest at whatever rates. With that, it mobilizes the capital. Same points repeated in the different terms. Stock exchange securities, good public response even for the fresh issue of shares. Yes, if a company wants to issue, sorry, this process is not proper. If a company wants to go for issue of shares, especially a new company, okay, a Tata company already existed, so I just Reliance already existed, I stressed, but Byju's is a new one. If Byju's would have been asked you without listing in the stock market, do you invest? No, because we think 100 times. If I come and ask you that I'm starting a company, invest your savings in my company, I'll give you returns. Will you invest in my company? No, you like business organization, madam. You love her teaching, but if I ask you to invest in my company, you think twice, thrice, because teaching you have seen, you are experienced her teaching and all, but her business style you don't know. And his business idea, you don't know her idea that how much it is going to successful. And if she suddenly disappears, how you get back your funds, you don't know. So you will not invest how much you love, right? But if I ask through a stock exchange, I list my company in stock exchange, and I ask through stock exchange, whoever all you, whatever the number you presented here, 138 students will show interest in investing in my company, because if I disappear also, stock exchange will assure your safety, give safety to your securities, investments, right? So that's how stock exchanges provide security the public. The national stock market is a barometer of business activity. Is through stock market, the various business activities can be like barometer means, what is barometer? Measurement. It's a measuring unit, right? When rain falls, what do you do? With the help of barometer. I'm sorry, exactly, barometer is that only. Anyway, it's like measuring tool. Okay, so through stock exchange also we can measure how business activities are going on in the market or in the country. Okay, yes. The next one is always reflects the market. Doctor stated that stock exchange functions like traffic signal, indicating a green light when certain fields offer the necessary inducement to attract capital, and blazing a red light when the outlook for new investment is not attractive. Okay, take this in these words. The next one is changing economic health of countries reflected in the operations that are carried out in the stock exchange. Next stock exchange, see, if you see euro value has fell down, you heard of this from past 1 week, you are hearing about this. Euro value has fell down. Why? Because of that, you can say how the economic condition of the euro is going to be, Russia is going to be. Ruble, sorry, I'm sorry, ruble. So because of war, all countries in the world is against, not supporting the Russia and withdrawing their support. So the value of Russian currency is coming down, right? So this all can be understood with the help of the stock exchange. Helps us how they are possible, the stock exchanges. Now look into the services of stock exchanges. So those all functions mean through stock exchange, various functions we as an investor can come about all those. Now what type of services a stock exchange provides? See children, whatever you learn under the functions, same thing you will get under the services. So the only the thing that we change the sentence formation, the way you express. That's only. Okay. So let us see the services of stock exchange towards the community, investor, and companies. Okay. First, let us see towards community. Yes. It provides, because stock exchanges are there and present youngsters especially showing lot of interest in investing in stock market securities, because because they learned, they understood investing our savings. First you save, and savings in putting your savings only in banks, you are not getting good returns, no use. And the investors want good returns and quick returns on their saving or whatever the money they have. So they are showing interest on the investing in securities. So to invest in securities, first of all you need to save money, right? So that if you want, because see you earned 1 month, you worked and you earn some like a summer vacation or something like that, you earn some monthly or earning some 10,000, and your entire 10,000 actually is sufficient for your livelihood, and you are not going to save your and this is going to continue means for your immediate requirements. It is difficult for you to meet your immediate requirements, and with this 10,000 you cannot, even if you keep some 2,000 monthly aside also, it is not going to generate good returns in bank if you save. So what you are thinking, if I have 2,000, if I save and invest in securities, I'm going to get good returns. So let me save first 2,000 and invest in securities and earn good returns and quickly become a rich and millionaire like that. So the people, this present generation especially is showing interest towards investing in securities. That when the interest of investing securities generates, automatically it inculcates the savings habits among the people, that which leads to the formation, capital formation of the company. So that's it. The next one is stock exchange continuously publicizes the prices for all the listed securities through notification and circulars. Yes, that is what daily, if you see, today market has closed with 200 points up or 200 points down like that. So that is not only that, what are the company securities prices has been gone up, what are the companies prices have been came down. This also every day through stock exchange, by displaying or by publishing, it enables the investor to know the value of their security as on that date, on that day immediately, right? So that's how it provides comparative study of various industries or various companies performing in the market, and see how much yield we can get, returns we can get on securities of their companies, and which companies are going steadily, which company is facing fluctuations. All this we can understand by publishing their prices of the companies listed in the stock exchanges regularly. You might be, company used to say nowadays so and so company have prices, security prices are increased or going up, this has more demand, okay, or sold out at a so and so demand. So this is all, so that what happens, you can able to know, analyze, okay, these companies are doing good, so if I invest in this company, I can get a good returns on these companies in securities. Like that, it enables you to analyze the performance and the efficiency of which a company is performing, and to invest or not to invest. Stock exchange indicates the various avenues of investments for the individuals. Yes. See, among individuals, the public are of different types. Like some of the people are ready to take any risk. Some people don't want to take a risk at all, and some people wants to take ready to take a risk to some extent. Some want to double the returns, okay, and quick returns. Like that, different types of people are there. So in order to attract these different types of people, especially who can invest, have people with the savings, companies came forward with the different types of investment opportunities. See, in bank, you can invest only to some extent, and these general banks provide you security, safety and security, but it is limited. Okay, but I'm the one who wants to take the risk and earn good returns. I go for shares. And you are the one who don't want to take risk completely. At the same time, you don't want to get a minimum returns. You want a good returns, a fixed returns with a security. Then you can go for investing in debentures like that. You are just a sorry, children. Yeah. So, stock exchange indicates revenues for investment for the individuals with the savings. So, if you want to invest, okay. The next one is, so you can get, depending on your risk taking status, you can invest in different types of investments and get the returns. That is possible through stock exchanges because they brings all investors and the companies together, the companies which need the investments. So that's how they can each know each other and can invest and raise their funds and get their returns securely. Engages in continuous mobilization, allocation of savings of community. Yes. Okay. So publication of prices of securities of various companies made possible. Next one is services to investors. Yes. How stock exchanges provide their services to exclusively to the investors' point of view. So this like their investor is nothing but a individual from the community, right? So it guides the investor in putting their savings in towards the investments. Investment guides means if you want to invest your savings, so you have 1 lakh savings with you and you want to invest your savings in the stock market, it guides you how whatever it daily produces the price status of various securities. Based on that, how a company is performing, you can estimate, and depending on the company which has a stable performance, you can invest your savings. That's how it guides. It always gives up the confidence of investors in securities by providing price information. Okay. So instead of you trust someone, buy this company shares, buy this company securities. believe that someone and invest and get lost. If you look into the stock exchange, if you want to invest in HDFC securities, if you look into the stock exchange website and go through the daily performance of the HDFC securities, okay, small cap securities, the daily performance, it presents a genuine report, so that you can understand whether to invest in HDFC small caps or not. That's how it provides a confidence to the investor while investing his savings. The next one, liquidity of investments in securities listed by securities market. It brings buyers and yes. So because buyers and sellers can come forward and invest in the securities market, it provides facility to the investors. Conversion facility. Yes, if I need money, I invested my savings. Now I don't want money, so I invested my money in a securities. Okay, and after tomorrow itself, I needed some emergency came for me, for hospital emergency, medical emergency, something came to me. So immediately I can again sell my securities and get back my savings in the form of cash. That kind of liquidity is promised by the stock exchanges. So many investors show their interest in investing in the company. Okay. Securities of listed companies will have negotiability. Yes, the companies which are listed in the stock exchanges have the negotiability. That is the reason why you can say, like any investor can pledge his securities. You can keep your securities with the banks and also can raise your funds. Okay. The next one is purchase of listed securities of stock exchange. Anybody is listed. Yes, the same thing, whatever we just read, same point again came in a different term. So risk is less for the investor by purchasing in the companies listed in the stock exchange. Next, daily price quotations notified by stock exchanges to members. Whoever the members in the company will get their daily quotations. Okay, if you become a investor in any company securities, you will get daily notification about your investor, the company securities price changes. Okay, is anyone there that who invested in company securities? You can raise your hand. Okay, very good. Two raise their hand. Yeah, so you get your notification, right? If you are invested good amount, you will get a notification. Yes. Constant observation and study of published price quotations, listed securities. When you invest in a company securities, generally you keep on observing the change in the prices of that particular company. Not only the company in which you invested, other companies also. See, if you are invested in any company securities, what you do? You just don't invest and leave. Like as if you deposited in the bank, you just do the fixed deposit and ignore for the 2 years period, whatever you deposited. Not that, right? What you do? If you invested your savings in securities, means you keep on observing the price changes of that company securities, and at the same time, not only that particular company securities, you also keep on observing the other company securities, how they are performing. So that what happens, and you will analyze. When you started observing the other companies and your company security values, you start analyzing why my company securities have fell down, and why that other company is doing well, why the prices gone up. Like that, you start analyzing that. This observation and analysis of price quotations of the listed securities makes every individual, almost every investor, a potential investor in understanding the market fluctuations or the market conditions. That's the other advantage the investor. You need not to see. Initial days, you may depend on a stockbrokers. in order to trade your savings with the profitable securities. But generally, after a certain period of time, what you do, you need not to depend on any trade broker. You yourself can able to do. How it is made possible for you? Because you along with your trade broker try to understand the market by knowing the reasons for the change in your securities of the company that you invested, and the change in the value of the other company securities. And once observing the changes, you start analyzing it, like why the changes are taking place in my company, why there is a change and why the other companies. Like that, you start analyzing. This makes a investor, sorry, this makes an investor a potential investor in taking decisions relating to okay. Right. So guidance to the investors regarding the choice of securities. Yes, we came to end. So like that, so it also gives guidance to investors regarding the choice of securities to be purchased, and it protects the investor from the undue fluctuation of prices of the only listed companies. Remember, and companies, to companies, how it helps? It helps in raising their capital. Okay, company individually cannot raise, because as I said, if I want to raise my capital, you will not. But when I list through stock exchange, you will come forward. So by listing in the companies in the stock exchange, it enables to raise the capital. And next, creditworthiness and goodwill of the corporation will also be enhanced with the stock exchange listed companies. Next, market for the expanded ones. Yes. If a company listed in the stock exchange, automatically its market will be expanded throughout the country, sometimes international level also, depending on its size. Okay. They will have a better response for companies which are listed in the stock exchanges will have a better response from the investors, because those company securities are safe. Stock exchanges are securing that company investments in that company securities. So that's how investors will show interest. Next, market price of listed shares can be, means if your securities are higher demanded, more demand, so you are able to make a higher returns. Okay. Next, companies that intend to raise capital through public issue have to get their shares listed first with the stock exchange, which are regulated by the SEBI. Okay, so therefore, the listed securities and such stocks market always maintain confidence of its investors. Yes, companies which are listed in stock exchanges investing in such companies is safe and secure, so that public confidence can be gained. That's about services of stock exchanges. Membership, who can be a members? Members of the stock exchange generally access to the trading network. Okay, who are not members of stock exchange cannot trade. Sorry. Means access to trading network. Only members of the stock exchange, and the other investors who are there, they can buy, sell, and deal with the securities, but they cannot be a member. There involves different people in the stock exchanges with different names. We come across of them. 5 minutes I'll take time. A mere person must have sound financial position, sufficient experience in this field. Yes. Who can be a member? To become a member, he must be a sound mind and is financially good, and he should have a sufficient experience. Qualified person who is willing to become a member is required to pay entrance fees and membership deposit, and he also should pay annual subscription. And how do the members will be elected? The Indian citizen, at least 21 years of age. He should have not insolvent, means he should have good financial position, and he's not engaged in any other businesses. So any of these person who is having these qualifications can be a members, and we have different types of members, broker and jobber. By the time I'll stop the class here. Tomorrow I'll continue in tomorrow's class. Okay. What I would like to say, by the time if you get a chance, how many of you watched this Scam 1991? Scam 1991. How many of you watched? Okay. Huh? Can anyone? Scam 1991. Yeah. If you watch it, you will understand stock market, but you need to be thorough knowledge of stock market before you watch it and understand the stock market. Right? Right. Thank you, children. Thank you for being here. And tomorrow again we'll join at the same time, continuing with this today's topic, and then we'll move on to the commodity market. Thank you. Have a nice day.